Guardians of Dominion, lock in, Zeus here. Chapter 4 of Surging Torrent is where powerful teams suddenly fall apart, not because they lack damage, but because one wrong investment quietly sabotages the entire run. I caught the trigger early, adjusted the build, and what followed turned one of the hardest chapters into a controlled march toward the boss, so stay sharp, because this is the moment strategy starts deciding everything. We now dive into Chapter 4. To unlock this chapter, you must spend 110 energy crystals. Levels 6 through 9 require 20 crystals each, while level 10 demands 30. A serious investment, which means mistakes here become very expensive. Once the chapter opened, I moved immediately into the development shop to prepare for what would clearly be a tougher battlefield. Right away, I secured Crystal and Cascade, and made a strategic decision to sell Electra. This fight would demand stronger synergy, not extra bodies. After refreshing the shop, Orion and Augustus appeared, instantly forming the backbone of the team. The lineup was clear. Fluffy, Orion, Augustus, Krista, and Cascade. A high-damage magic structure capable of overwhelming most compositions when built correctly. I purchased additional Krista and Cascade cards, then pinned more packs alongside Orion and Augustus. Planning ahead inside the development shop is what keeps your momentum alive. Then I stepped into the first battle. As expected, it was controlled and effortless, no losses, clean execution, and 34 style coins earned. Back in the shop, I bought the pinned Krista and Cascade cards, grabbed another Krista, and pinned Orion for future upgrades. The next enemy team, Jiri, Nebula, Ginger, Fox, and Artemis, looked threatening on paper but collapsed quickly. Another fast victory secured 34 style coins. Returning to the development shop, I purchased the pinned cards and found Orion and Augustus at a reduced price, the kind of efficiency you never ignore. Then came the next battle against Krista, Celeste, Orion, Augustus, and Lars. Despite the strong magic synergy on the enemy side, the fight ended almost instantly. Another win? 56 style coins added. Momentum was building. After buying pinned Orion and Augustus cards and securing solo Orion upgrades, I pinned Fluffy and advanced. The next enemy lineup, Galahad, Nebula, Sebastian, Thea, and Artemis, barely slowed the team. Another clean victory delivered 56 style coins. Back in the shop, I purchased Fluffy and continued refreshing until Orion appeared again. Then came one of the first real tests. The enemy team featured Electra, Fluffy, Orion, Augustus, and Helios. This battle nearly slipped away. Krista's health dropped dangerously low, the rest of the team collapsed, but she held just long enough to finish the fight. A narrow win. 80 style coins earned. Back in the development shop, I focused on scaling power. 2 more Krista cards appeared, maxing her completely. A major spike in damage and survivability. Soon after, Fluffy cards showed up alongside Folio. I pinned both and moved forward. The next battle is one of the hardest in this chapter. Here, Orion becomes critical, his damage clears incoming bombs, while Fluffy's resurrection keeps the fight alive. Execution was perfect. No losses. Another 80 style coins. Returning to the shop, I bought the pinned Fluffy and Folio cards, then sold Folio, staying disciplined with the core strategy. More Augustus cards appeared, followed by additional Fluffy upgrades. Now both Krista and Fluffy were maxed. Shortly after, 2 Orion cards surfaced, completing him as well. At this point, the team had reached a dangerous power level. Then came the hardest battle of Chapter 4, facing Isaac with a magic team. This is where preparation becomes everything. To win this fight, Biscuit is mandatory. Biscuit must be placed on Augustus so he can break Sebastian's shield, allowing magic damage to convert into pure damage. If possible, adding Chorus prevents Isaac from silencing your entire team. Back in the development shop, I searched relentlessly for Biscuit. Axel appeared at a reduced price, and I pinned Chorus, but the priority remained Biscuit. After several refreshes, Biscuit finally appeared. Purchased instantly. Looking back, buying Axel instead of Chorus earlier was a mistake, but adaptation is part of strategy. For the battle, I set Biscuit on Augustus, Axel on Fluffy, Axel as the team pet. The fight was brutal, but the pure damage conversion carried the team to victory. Another 80 Stahl coins. Unused lives converted into 90 Stahl coins, accelerating the final preparations. Back in the shop, I secured Cascade and finally bought Chorus. Then came Olympus, followed by Mara. Refresh after refresh, searching for the final upgrades. Merlin appeared at a reduced price, a missed opportunity at first, but eventually I secured it. Augustus cards followed, pushing him closer to maximum strength. I took a calculated risk by not maxing Cascade, the card simply refused to appear. Sometimes progression demands trust in your current power. Then it was time. The boss fight. And here is the critical rule, Krista must have Biscuit. Without Biscuit, this fight is almost unwinnable. Final setup, Krista, Biscuit, Cascade, Merlin, Fluffy, Axel, Orion, Mara, Augustus, Albus, Team Pet, Mara. Using Mara as the team pet helped control the enemy Krista, a small decision with massive impact. The battle was intense. Orion and Fluffy fell. But Krista, Cascade, and Augustus refused to break. They finished the fight, securing the grand prize. Preparation. Discipline. Smart adaptation. That is what turns brutal chapters into controlled victories. Chapter 4 proves that power alone isn't enough, the right decisions at the right moment are what carry you to victory. Build smart, adapt fast, and even the toughest battles become controllable. Tell me how your Chapter 4 run went in the comments, and if this helped you, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss the next strategy. Play smart, stay disciplined, and keep control of the battlefield. Salute and friendship.